Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Soulful Intuitive. Today, we're going to talk about pain. To be precise, today we're going to talk about inner pain. Inner pain varies from what you're experiencing. I think most of us, on average, have like currency of pain happening on some level. Some of us are in touch with it, some of us aren't, and or we're just so used to it that we don't even feel it going in the background. It's like having a cell phone and having so many apps going in the background, but nonetheless, it is draining the battery. And one of the advantages of going to a therapist or any other way to get mental health help is to get in touch with the pain, especially the invisible pain that is there, but we have muted it so much that we don't even hear it or feel it most of the time. So the last time we touched up on rejection, and I'm going to now use rejection as one of the ways that we feel pain um, on on in our psyche and on the inside. So the most important thing about any kind of pain is to acknowledge it. First of all, to like connect with it, just to know that it's there. Second of all, to feel it, and third of all, to release it. So, for example, if you have anger, anger is a form of pain. Sadness is a form of pain. Anxiety is a form of pain. Um, so going back to rejection, rejection basically is the pain that we feel when we feel unwanted, when we feel like we're not sought after, when we feel like we're not good enough. And if we constantly live on that wavelength, and if we constantly feel that pain without releasing it, then we're going to attract more and more and more of that on the externally in our world, because that's like deep inside of us, and it'll attract situations that just confirms that pain. We all know people in our lives who are angry. They have so much pent up anger, and they get into fights, they get into accidents, they get into all these situations where that anger is expressed. And then we wonder, why does it not happen to us? Because we don't have necessarily as much pent up anger that they have. They have random people yell at them. They get into road rage. They have people insulting them. They just get into situations where their rage and anger is triggered because it's sitting deep inside of them on a psyche level, and it's with its wavelength, it's creating the vibes, and then you'll attract. And then we also know some people in our lives who are very positive. They just overall have a lot of good vibes and joy deep inside of them. I have a client who looks and walks and talks like sunshine. He has the brightest eyes, he has the biggest smile, and when he talks about his life, it's like the series of miracles, how he randomly finds these jobs, how he finds these residents that are amazing but half price for rent, how he finds these mates, these amazing girlfriends, how he goes on these trips, and then on these trips he meets these amazing people who will take them on to new adventures wherever he is, and so on and so forth. For example, before COVID, he just decided a few months before COVID broke out in the world, he decided that he's going to quit his job and is just going to go around the world and like take a little trip to South America and do some surfing and just be on the beach. And amazingly for him, then the COVID happened, and then he ended up pretty much being on a beach for a year and a half into the COVID era, and without having to worry about being stuck somewhere. He was on the beach every day. He was in a really nice oceanfront room, and And I always asked him, I said, what's your secret? And then he said that he just grew up, his mother is a very positive person. And so just being positive is natural to him. And I really feel like not that I feel, I know that we, depending on our life journey and the life path that we have planned for us in this lifetime, we come in with certain qualities. Some of us are innately more negative, and we have planned a lifetime to get over that negativity that we feel deep inside of us. And because we came in with that negativity, we create situations and a life path that just confirms that feeling of negativity, that nothing's going to go right, that I'm a victim and I'm not good enough, and people are just bad, or the world is a painful place, and so on and so forth. So you either succumb into that feeling, and then the world will give you more and more of that pain, or you change that negativity that is rooted deep inside of you. And it's easier said than done. I'm still working on it to not drown into my negative feelings. For example, as a hairstylist, and most hairstylists out there will agree with me that doesn't matter, no matter how busy we are, when we lose a client, we feel inadequate. We feel like we've done something wrong. We feel like maybe our skills are not sharp enough anymore, and we forget about all the other clients that keep coming to us and love our work. And sometimes we lose our client due to them moving out of the city. Sometimes we lose our clients because they have moved on and they just went and tried someone else and they vibed with them better. Sometimes they just can't afford us anymore, and sometimes they just don't want to come to us. That's it. Like, you know, like as professionals in any field, we have days that were amazing, and then we have days that were just okay. Although your skills are always there, but some days you create art and some days you're just doing your best. And that applies to doctors, that applies to engineers, that applies to anyone that has a profession. So it's very possible that sometimes you unintentionally you don't do your best, and that person maybe will let you know that maybe this wasn't your best work, and then you try to make it better. And a lot of people don't have that skill to maybe give you a chance or confront you or discuss their feelings with you, because that's hard. So a lot of people are prone to walk away, and then when they walk away, then we feel like we have been abandoned, and then we feel rejected. So if you want to like just get stuck in that feeling and carry that feeling with you, then you're going to go home and then you feel like then your partner is rejecting you, or you're messaging a friend of yours, or you're calling your loved one or a family member and then don't pick up, or maybe they pick up but they don't sound enthusiastic talking to you, and then you feel rejected there. So whatever that feeling that you have and you dwell on pretty much will create situation outside of you that will confirm that bias. So I find that the best thing to do is, one, to acknowledge that I'm feeling ABC. In this case, I'm feeling insecure or rejected. Two, talk about it, because just to acknowledge it is not good enough, but talking about it gets some of that energy, that uneasiness out of you. And then three, do something that will make you feel the opposite of that negative feeling. So, for example, if you're feeling unattractive, do something that makes you feel attractive. That could be as easily done as maybe go for a brisk walk, or it could be maybe put on your favorite shirt. It could be maybe just get yourself a juicer, make yourself a healthy juice and feeling energized, or just have a power nap. there's so many ways to do that. You can take a bubble bath, or you can just basically, I mean, for girls, you can, or even guys, you can put on your favorite lipstick, your favorite music, something that makes you feel attractive and beautiful. If you're feeling rejected, reach out to your loved ones. Reach out to people who you trust and tell them, and then they will tell you why you're valuable. They will tell you why you're lovely. They will tell you what's unique about you and what they cherish about you. So I usually do that with my partner. I usually do that with a lot of my clients who are my friends. I do it with my own best friend. And they just confirm something that we all know about ourselves, because like I said, we all know that every single one of us has unique qualities. Some of us are more logical, some of us are better with money, some of us have better personal relationship with people, some of us are good at problem solving, some of us are more artistic, some of us are more musical, some of us are more fun, some of us are more deep. We're not everything all at once. And when people who we trust then mirror those uniqueness back to us, then it will put us back in the center. And then we will move on from that feeling of the negative feeling, in this example, the feeling of inadequacy. And if we don't do that, usually people don't want to lean into that discomfort, so they will have a drink, or they will just press it down. The problem with doing that is not only it won't help it, but it amplifies it. So then maybe the next day you feel even worse. So my experience is lean into the discomfort, acknowledge it, figure out what it is, then try to be proactive, and also in this case, reactive. Do something that will neutralize that feeling, and then you can move on, because these things happen, and we all have predispositions to certain negative feelings based on our childhood, based on our just nervous makeup. Like we have different neurons, and we have a different nervous system. And some of us are more anxious. Some of us are just a little bit like more difficult, or harder to warm up to other people. So depending on what it is, we just need to go and deal with it, or else all we will attract is the things that we don't want to feel because it hurts inside. For example, one of my good friends is attracted to a certain kind of a physique, and he keeps attracting them, and yet they sort of slip away. So now he's so sure that they are meant to come to me, but at the same time they're meant to reject me. And that is going to bring just more pain. So like the only way to shift that is to go deep inside and see what is it that feeling of rejection triggers, and then lean into it and deal with it and do something counteractive, something that would neutralize this, and then it will go away. But for example, if I constantly say that I'm not good with money because I really feel like I'm not good with money, then I will not be good with money. And then the universe will bring me more and more and more examples of why and how bad I am with money. But I know people who constantly say that they're lucky, and luck is all they have because they really believe that. They're lucky. They're lucky. They're lucky. I have a friend who feels super attractive all the time, and it's just so interesting that he keeps hearing it from everyone else, and I think he's attractive, but But it doesn't matter what I think, because he thinks he's super attractive. Then he just keeps hearing it from everyone. And every now and then, if somebody doesn't give him that compliment, it doesn't bother him at all, because he really feels that he's attractive. Same thing with smart people. Same thing with people who have a quality that they're very sure of. But at the same time, we also know people who are depressed and sad. And what do the doctors tell them? Get out of bed, do some physical activity, talk to people, and so many other tools. Because if you don't do anything, you just kind of get more and more and more into that sadness, into that feeling, and then you'll drown in it. And then the world outside of you that you see is nothing but the reflection of that pain, which is not even outside of you, lives deep inside of you. And the only way to get rid of it and to deal with it is to lean into it. And then do something else, something that would neutralize it. Just like anything else that we neutralize, so then it's no longer harming us. That's it for today. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I will talk to you and see you very soon. Thank you.